The City of Cottonwood Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, regular meeting, Monday, December 17th, 2018 at 6 p.m. Amber, may we have roll call, please?
Commissioner Hart.
Present.
Commissioner Dowell.
Present.
Commissioner Dowling.
Present.
Commissioner Narwood.
Present.
Vice Chairman Wasden.
Present.
Chairman Williams.
Here.
And Commissioner Masters absent.
Okay. I don't have any slip for the call to the public, so we'll skip on to the next item, which would be approval of the minutes. Do I have any additions, corrections, amendments? Do I hear any? I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I move that we approve the minutes from the November 19th meeting, 2018.
Do I have a second?
I'll second. Good.
Okay. Commissioner Dowell seconds the Vice Chairman's motion. All approved. Amber, you want to do I guess we'll do a roll call for this as well.
Yes. Commissioner Hart? Or
What?
do we want to do roll?
Yeah, do a roll call, please.
We're
Commi-
all in the
Yes. Aye.
Commissioner Dowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Dowling?
Aye.
Commissioner Narwood?
Aye.
Vice Chair Wasden?
Aye.
And Chairman Williams?
Aye. Unanimously carried. Thank you. We don't have any old business on the agenda. And under new business, our first item is DR 18017, the Bocce expansion. Design approval to place structures outdoor at the west side of Main between 1040 and 1060 North Main Street, Middletown. Scott, floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commission. Good evening. DR 18017, expansion of the Bocce restaurant. At the time the agenda was created and your packets were created, there was not an address associated with the property. There now is at 1054 North Main Street. So that's going to be the physical address location for it. It's north end of Old Town, just south of the existing Bocce's restaurant here. This is the vacant property, and then other restaurants, bars down this way here. It sits right in between the two, zone C1, light commercial. The applicant is looking at doing basically an expansion to this existing restaurant here to provide more room for guests waiting for tables, give them an outdoor area to have drinks, appetizers, hang out, sit around, enjoy themselves. They're going to expand with metal storage containers, stacking them and using them for various things. Again, a bar, seating, restaurant type services. They're going to remain on site as long as the applicant and the owner of the property maintain a lease for the use. If that ever ends, they'll be removed from the site. There's going to be fire pit outside, storage, kitchen, restrooms. It is in the Old Town Historic District, so it is exempt from off-street parking requirements. They don't have to provide any additional parking. And they will be required to obtain a new or modified license agreement approved by City Council for encroachment on the right-of-way. There's an existing license agreement for the current Bocce's restaurant, so we'll just need to expand on that as well. Placement of the stacked containers is going to be towards the back end of the property here on either side, and then up this way towards the front a little bit. It's another second floor plan of the stacked containers. The front elevation, or sorry, the south entry elevation there. The elevation from the back, looking at it from Wash, and then the street elevation here. Existing stairway. These are some examples of other places that have used this type of construction, I guess you could say, placement of storage containers for use for commercial purposes. This is the inside remodeled of one there. Kind of a little restaurant gathering one on that one. Sort of office spaces there. Additional shopping, coffee area on that one. And this one is actually the same similar type of uses as a bar in a historic district in Texas. That's the site as it sits currently, looking to the west from Main Street. A little closer up view of it. That's to the south, that's the adjacent businesses to the south there. That's the existing bocce restaurant to the north. It's looking south on Main Street, and then north on Main Street around the corner where the bridge is, and looking out from the back of the property towards Main Street. The applicant's here to answer any questions you may have. I can answer any questions you may have. Turn it back over to you.
Okay, thank you, Scott. Commissioner Hart, we'll start with you. Do you have any technical questions for Scott?
My questions would be directed towards the applicant.
All right. Commissioner Dow?
I don't have any, sir.
No
Vice Chairman?
No, at this point. No question.
Okay. Scott, I think we're okay, and who's here for the applicant tonight?
Eric Durson.
Mr. Jurison, the floor is yours, sir. If you would please give us the name for the recording.
Sure. My name is Eric Jurison. I'm the owner of the Haunted Group. This will be the 10th project I'm bringing in front of you in Old Town since first starting with Nick's 16 years ago, between restaurants, hotels, and houses. And again, we're doing something new. And I was sitting here thinking about how different this one is compared to some of the others, but every one seems to have its own personality. You know, Nick's was too yellow. The tavern was defacing a mural. The hotel may not make it. It's changing the landscape. Bocce, I needed help on all four sides because we were landlocked, and now I want to do this. And here's what, this is a pretty artsy, eco-friendly idea. It seems to be relevant in lots of historic districts. We think it'll flow well with bocce. The same designer who did this, Kimberly Harris, did the original bocce, so this is just kind of a flow. You look at the photos, you know, I wish it would have done a better job of showing the look, but we're really carrying on the same rusty rails, stairwells that already exist in bocce. We really want it to be more of an outdoor park type setting. The containers are small, if anyone's familiar with crema. You know, cargo containers come in different sizes. It seems like, you know, it's 7 containers, but it's 7 short containers. So there's more outdoor space than there is containers on that lot, and outdoor seating. The signage, we will come back with you on. It's kind of a put it together, you know, a local welder who did all the iron work or metal work on the first 2 buildings will come here. He will build the containers at his shop, and then we will literally erect them on site. You know, a lot of groundwork as far as plumbing and stuff. As far as landscape goes, a lot of crushed granite, grass, pots, you know, it's a small lot. At the end of the day, it's 80 by 30, I think. It's pretty small.
Good. Commissioner Hart, questions?
Yes. As I've looked at this plan, I don't see any effort made at addressing access, ADA access. Everything is stairs. Do you have any plans on immediately,
Yeah,
doing something about that?
It's ADA on the middle entrance, on the other elevation, from adjoining the square. The Garrisons want this to be the Old Town Square, and so it will be, the ADA comes through that direction. Yeah, ADA will be handled through the sidewalks, through the center of the property.
Existing.
It's existing
Yeah.
to get to
Because
it.
what I see
There's
is
a pair of
coming onto the property is a set of stairs, or 2 sets of stairs, actually.
If you take a step back, I don't know if you have a picture of that, the existing buildings and businesses
So the people are
there.
gonna have to walk all the way around the front.
Actually, they're
to get
gonna
around.
need that first. There's the picture of it. They're gonna be mostly coming from that direction, so.
We figure a lot of people will look like the new entrance to Bocce because you're gonna see it first from parking in the crosswalk. Also, in the back is a ramp, and you'll ramp up that way to the center sidewalk. You see the stairs that are on the property to Bocce, like that sidewalk there, you see those stairs there? That's shared sidewalk, and towards the back, it becomes part of the ramp. So from the existing Bocce, you'll also be able to ramp up through the back ramp and enter that direction. So even from Bocce, it's not stairs, there's stairs and a ramp.
Okay. It's not here on the plan.
It probably just shows a ramp, and it's probably not marked, but you'll see in the back part of it, the ramp's the existing ramp.
And so the same circulation pattern that people are gonna have to go back out to the street level when they're finally called to go back into the restaurant?
No, they'll enter through the back of Bocce, down the ramp. I'm talking about the stairs through the center of this complex.
The accesses are shown on A10, the larger fold-out sheet, the first one.
I'm looking at it, I don't see.
In the back of existing Bocce is a ramp already in place.
I see an indication for an existing sidewalk, a surface walk. Is that what you're talking about?
Correct. People walk down the old alley and enter Bocce that way currently,
Okay.
from the back parking lot.
So if they come from there, then they still have to go up the stairs.
No, you'll have two options. You'll have the stairs in the center, and then where that sidewalk and stairs is there, that actually goes right level to the ramp. The one in between the state bar and the new structure that's outside of my property that I'm leasing, but yes, they can enter both ways.
Okay. Okay, what about people going from here back into Bocce's?
They again can go through the back.
So they still have to go around one way or another? Okay. Oh,
Around is 10 feet, 12 feet, and then back down. It's not like going out onto the front sidewalk or,
that sure as heck what it looks like. In the landscaping, it refers to landscaping between the buildings and the street may be limited to tree wells. May means maybe not. Are you going to do it, or are you not going to do it?
During the process of this project, there's a ordinance on the table for a second reading tomorrow, which addresses landscape, so we were waiting for that reading, because it'll actually not require landscape. Am I correct on that?
For existing sites.
For instances like this, because of the zero lot lines on the side. With that said, if you go down to Bocce or the hotel, we're gonna put wherever we can find green. Again, this is supposed to be a park-like setting. We will put in the trees and the landscape wherever we can find a spot.
Okay. A third thing was, the one word that I ran into a lot was rust. Is that what you consider an appropriate material or approach?
I could say patina, I could say weathered, but
The
in
word you
general,
used was rust.
when I look at it, that's what I see. We bring it down to a color of distressed or age, and then we put a clear coat over it. And that's what we've done at Bocce currently around all the rails there.
So it's not actually going to be rust.
No, it'll be coated, but it will be that rust color.
Okay.
And really, we pick a point where we like the way it looks with weathering and acid, and then we put a clear coat over it.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have any questions, sir.
Tom, any questions?
No questions.
None for
Jesse?
me. No.
Roger? Vice Chairman? Eric, I think you pretty well covered it. I assume, is it a short-term lease? I'm not trying to pry there, but I would assume,
I hope to be here a while. It's quite
you'd be there for a while, all right.
quite
More than 6 months, right?
We doubled the budget already on this one.
All
A
right.
little out of control.
6 months. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I haven't got any slips from anybody in the public who'd like to speak to this issue. I'd like to welcome the mayor Halver, and Councilman Matthews is back in the back here. So we're well represented by the city council tonight, and appreciate you coming. With that, I'm going to close the floor to the public and start again with Commissioner Hart. Your comments and
The owner's
thoughts.
already addressed my comments.
All right. Okay. Otherwise, you don't have any real concerns?
Mr. Chairman?
I still have the concern.
Excuse me.
Before you close the floor, I think there are some audience members that they would like to speak on this project, correct? Yeah.
All right, ma'am, you're going to have to, would you please sign a slip and give it to the staff? And then also, you come up, and talk to the microphone, please. You can fill the slip out afterwards. Just take one with you. And fine. Come on up and tell us your name, please.
My name is Catherine Turney, and you have to excuse me, my voice is going again.
All right.
It does it all the time. My question actually pertains to, can you tell me a little bit more about the historic districts that have had the containers?
The Roosevelt District in Phoenix, Churchill,
Okay.
for instance.
Eric, you want to come up to the microphone? Would you? Yeah, we're recording this, so we need the. Yeah.
Boston, Providence,
Okay.
were ones that I've seen. That was the first time I saw it.
So my other question was, you said that you're going to assemble the shipping containers, so it's not a reuse type of thing?
No, we're doing use the old containers, do the modifications to them, and then bring them and put them in place.
Okay. And do you think it actually will take away from the historic?
I don't believe in faux old or fake old. I don't want to build a fake building that's supposed to look old. I'm strongly against it. I think it takes away from the historical buildings that we actually have left.
Okay.
An opinion.
Thank you for your opinion. And thanks for answering my questions.
Thank you. All right, anybody else? All right, we'll close it again. Okay, Commissioner Hart, you say, Commissioner Dow, your thoughts and.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm excited about it. I like the uniqueness of it and the difference. Again, my great uncle used to own the Williams Chevy dealership right there. I think it's kind of a cool, different change. I'm excited for the art look to it and that different different look.
You don't think there's going to be a Chevy dealership going there very soon?
No.
No, okay. Tom, you're.
I would just like to say that I think I'm almost, well, more than positive that the quality of this project will be equal, if not better, than the ones you have, and those are top notch. So good luck and welcome again to your new business.
Mr. Dowling.
Yes, you have a track record, so we're pretty familiar with that. So more often than not, it's worked out to the positive for everybody. Has any of this, I believe this, we do have a Historic Preservation Commission, and they probably get a say on this. So this has been by them, am I right, or not?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No, excuse me, Scott, you want to comment on that?
No, it has not gone to the Historic Preservation Commission.
Because it's not really preserving anything.
It's not required to.
Yeah.
There's nothing in our ordinances or anything that says it has to go to them
Okay.
at this point in time, so.
All right.
It has
And
not been.
seeing as it's temporary, the worst that could happen is it goes away someday. So, but I do think that it's really hard to get into bocce, so might as well. No, I do think it'll be a good project once it's completed, and it does fill in a gap that's sort of waiting to be filled.
Okay. Vice Chairman.
I really like the project, and I think it's a perfect fit for Old Town. I've seen many of these containers repurposed, and I think it's a great look and fit for Old Town. Just the uniqueness and the look itself, I think, fits right in. So I'm excited about it, and I think it's great that you think well enough of Old Town that you keep reinvesting. So if you keep on doing this every year, soon we'll have Main Street all taken care of. But I'm excited for it. I think it looks great.
Okay. I second those thoughts. That site has really been an eyesore, just sitting there, and if you go and look at it and pay attention to it, this will be a nice addition, and glad to see our local businesses succeeding, very much so, and we want to continue to see that go on. I think this will be a good addition. With that, Eric, are you okay with the stipulations that were set forth in the red one? All right, no problem. Vice Chairman, I'll entertain a motion, please.
I move that we approve DR 18-017 bocce with the stipulations outlined by staff. 1, the project is developed in conformance with the development plan submitted for the December 17, 2018 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. 2, that the project conforms to code review board comments dated September 26, 2018, and all subsequent review comments provided throughout the development of this project. 3, site plan and approval and placement of containers is contingent on City Council approval of ordinance number 655, expected to be approved December 18, 2018. 4, a new or modified license agreement is approved by City Council for right-of-way encroachment prior to issuance of building permits. 5, building permits shall be applied for by 12 months from the date of the approval by the Planning and Zoning Commission. And 6, a certificate of zoning compliance documenting the completion of the conditional use permit condition shall be issued prior to the certificate of occupancy.
Do I have a second to that motion?
Second the motion.
Commissioner Norwood seconds the Vice Chairman's motion. Amber, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hart,
Aye.
Commissioner Dowell,
Aye.
Commissioner Dowling,
Aye.
Commissioner Narwood,
Aye.
Vice Chairman Wasden,
Aye.
Chairman Williams.
Aye, unanimously carried. Congratulations, good luck, Eric. Okay, our next item on our agenda is DR 18016 Verde Valley Medical Center office building remodel and some slight modification to the exterior. Jim, you have this one, sir?
I do. Thank you, Chairman Williams, members of the commission. The request is for design review approval for some modifications to an office building located on the campus of the Verde Valley Medical Center. Subject site is along Highway 89A and Willard, sort of on the south side of the campus, very visible from 89A. Subject site is zoned C1, as is the entire hospital. The renovations, there's a lot of interior renovations going on. The interior is not what the design review application is for. So the design review is for anything exterior visible from the street or adjacent properties. So that would include repainting of the site. Forgot something here. Do you want to pass that? So is a little color board there. Repainting of the buildings are going to be similar to what the existing buildings on the hospital campus are. The glass panels that are on the building now are very dark. They're going to be changing those out to a more efficient, lighter, less reflective panels. The only structural change of any other type would be the entry cover, a little walkway area. Currently it has a little sort of a gabled roof. It would is proposed as being a flat roof. So this is currently what the building looks like from 89A with the, as you can see, the darker panels. And this is the front entry of the building that currently has the little gabled entry cover. Here would be the revised front from the parking lot. You see the flat roof of the entry canopy and the lighter shades on the glass panels that camouflage some of the roof equipment. There's no site changes occurring as far as the parking lot, additions to the building, anything else, so that the changes that are on there, the paint, the glass panels, and that little roof are what constitute the design review application. So that concludes what I have to say. The applicant is here this evening, the architect, and so if you have any technical questions that I can answer, he is here available.
Mr. Hart?
Yes. Are the bricks going to be left unpainted? Are they only painting the exterior plaster parts? Or are they painting everything?
They're going to be left unpainted. The existing masonry has an integral color to it.
We'll have him.
Okay, all right. Well then,
John. Is that,
That's all, yeah.
why don't I save the rest of the questions for him?
okay,
For him.
for him. Okay.
Commissioner Dell?
I don't have any questions.
Commissioner Norwood?
No question.
None here.
Vice Chairman? Jim, yeah, come on in. All right. Your name, please, sir.
Hi, my name is John Metcalf. I'm an architect with Corrigan Architects, and we work for the hospital doing various renovations around the campus.
Good. Just tell us a little bit more, or is there anything to add to?
So Northern Arizona Healthcare is looking to try to completely remodel the inside of this building. Portions of it right now are empty and unused, and they have parts of their business in other places, not just here on this campus, but across the highway as well. What they're attempting to do is to bring all of their clinics in under one roof so that a patient can come to one place for all of their outpatient type services. They will use the old abandoned ambulatory surgery center, which is the one-story component that's on the north side of the property, and turn that into outpatient imaging and add extra MRIs, radiation, general radiation X-rays, CT, and new mammo machines. And then the two-story component, both floors will have a similar layout. It's more of an open concept layout for medicine and healthcare delivery. As part of that renovation, what they're looking to do is update portions of the exterior for energy efficiency and take care of some roof leaks. Admittedly, most of their exterior budget is going towards replacing the entire roof up above on the parapet, which you can't see. You won't see any benefit, but of course, if you have a new building, you don't want it to leak. On the exterior of the building, what they're looking to do is to replace all of the existing glazing that is out there. The existing glazing is the original glazing that was put in about 20 years ago. It's a black glass glazing. You can see that in the existing photographs there. We're going to replace that with a more efficient blue-green type glazing that'll help cut down their overall energy cost. And then at the front entry, we're going to make some modifications to that kind of porte cochere, the covered entry portion where you can drive up, and change the pyramid-style roof to a flat parapet roof. This is going to allow for some extended views, not to be blocked from the inside, but it's also going to give a more modern, updated look that's consistent with the overall campus standard. There's some minor changes to the signage, and I know that there is a separate signage review process, but the big signs that you see from the highway right now say Heart and Vascular Care of Northern Arizona. They're not going to be in the building, so it's no longer appropriate for Heart and Vascular Care of Northern Arizona to go in. Instead, we'll reuse most of that sign and just change it to Northern Arizona Healthcare, the name of the system that runs it. Are there any questions?
Okay.
I have.
Commissioner Norwood, you'll start with you, sir.
Just one quick one. Are all of the physicians moving out of this facility, or some staying and some moving?
There's a pretty good number of people. Actually, for construction, we have to move everyone out because we are going to gut everything. And so they are temporarily right now being relocated into different places around the campus so that we can carry out the construction. Most of them will move back into the building.
Okay.
Some of them are going to get moved permanently to other places inside the hospital.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Dowling?
No questions for me.
Mr. Hart?
I believe you answered the question. One of the questions was, you're not going to be painting the brick.
We're not going to paint over the brick.
Okay.
That's maintenance they don't want to take on, and it already looks really nice.
Yeah, and that's what I was, I was going to, the brick looks nice. But the second question was regarding in the text, it refers to replacing the panels. But on the elevations, you show the windows the same color. So like what you said, you're gonna replace all the glazing.
We're
with
going to
the new
replace all of the glazing. The frames are going to
Whether
stay
it's
in
on the
place.
panel or on the windows.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Dow?
I don't have any questions, sir.
No questions.
Where's the vascular center going?
Where's the vascular center? It's going into the hospital.
Going into the hospital,
Second
okay.
floor.
I spent a lot of time in that building over there, so, very good. I think we appreciate it. I don't think have any other questions. We appreciate you coming.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Anybody from the public? I haven't got any notes, but just one last chance before we close the floor. Okay, I'm going to close the floor to the public. And Commissioner Norwood,
I'm good.
you good? Commissioner Dowling?
Fine with me.
Mr. Hart?
I think this is a nice effort. I think the energy efficient glazing will be an excellent improvement from a functional standpoint. I like the new look. I think it's nice.
Mr. Dowling?
No, sir.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna look really great. It's a building right now that gets lost. It's very prominent, but you lose that on that corner, and I think the glazing, that color, is really gonna make it pop out and look great. So I think it's really nicely done.
I'm only going to miss the copper dome, though, on the entry. But otherwise, I think it looks the same way. There'll be some nice improvements to that building, and particularly the remodel, but the exterior is going to look good, too. Good to see you, and appreciate that continued investment in our community to make it grow. All right, Vice Chairman, I'll entertain a motion, please, sir.
I move that we approve DR 18-016 Verde Valley Medical Center Medical Office Building Renovation with the stipulations outlined by staff. One, that the project is developed in conformance with the site plan submitted December 3rd, 2018. Two, that the project conforms to Code Review Board comments dated September 26, 2018. Three, a certificate of zoning compliance documenting the completion of conditions shall be issued by the time frame specified.
Do I have a second, please?
Aye.
Commissioner Hart seconds the Vice Chairman's motion. Amber, roll call, please.
Commissioner Hart,
Aye.
Commissioner Dowell,
Aye.
Commissioner Dowling,
Aye.
Commissioner Narwood,
Aye.
Vice Chairman Wasden,
Aye.
Chairman Williams.
Aye, unanimously carried. Tom, good luck. And we'll look forward to those changes. Our next item on the agenda is a dual item, PCU 18009 and DR 18015, the Old Town Brew Pub. Jim, you'll take this. We have a conditional use permit and design review approval, both. We'll separate the motion.
The project board's a little bit bigger on this one. That's what's coming around. As you stated, this is two components to this application. Conditional use permit 18009 and design review 18015. This is for the renovation to the, we're calling it the Old Town Brew Pub. I know there's going to be other names coming forward.
Do you want to pass the tin around?
Substantial.
Oh, okay, there's like, okay. Excuse me on that. Technical difficulty. Okay. The location, 791 Main Street, which is right next to the clubhouse, and right along Main Street at the bend heading onto North Main Street. The zoning is C1, which is light commercial, and the entire property is within the Old Town Cottonwood Commercial Historic District. And the request for conditional use permit and design review. Design review normally would be the only application in front of you, the applicant has expressed a desire that part of the operation of the brew pub would be to sell some of that product to locations off-site. Because of that wholesale activity portion to this business, that does require the approval of a conditional use permit. So that's the difference between the design review and the conditional use permit. So conditional use permit is permitted with, the wholesaling of the beer is, with the conditional use permit is permitted. The building was originally constructed in 1928 as a church and has been operated over the years as many different facilities, named many different things. Major renovations to both the interior and exterior are proposed. Some of the architectural banding that you see on the building is there for structural purposes and are required to maintain the integrity and improve the structure of the building. So this is a postcard that was submitted showing what the church looked like back in the day. And this is a rendering of a general picture from what was and what is proposed. As you can see, the bell tower that was on the church originally is not there, and it is being returned to that form. This is from Main Street, looking at the south side of the building. So it'd be looking on the north side of the building, generally from the side where the clubhouse is located. Subject site, when the applicant was sold this parcel by the city, it's actually a 0.17 acre parcel. The building site takes up the big majority of that site. There's no parking proposed on this because it is an old town. It is exempt from the parking requirements. There are a couple of existing mature trees that are proposed to remain, and additional landscaping is provided in the few minimal areas that will allow. The only addition being added to the building is in this area right here, and that's where there would be handicapped accessibility to an elevator in this location, both for their own purposes to get product up to the second level, as well as the ADA access. Some existing photos of the site. And this is on the south side from Main Street. Another view. So I think we're all in agreement it's time something happens here. This is where the addition would be, right in this area, right here. This is looking across the street, and also across the street, sort of looking to the west. It's looking back to the east on Main Street. This is the ball field adjacent on the northeast. Did somebody say they wanted to see these again?
If it makes you feel better,
here's
sure.
the ball field. Sorry, there were a couple other pictures on there. And I don't know whether we have to.
Can we see those again, Jim? No, I'm just kidding.
So that concludes all I have to say. The applicant is here this evening. Should you have any other technical questions regarding the building or the operation of the business itself, Bob Conlon is here for any questions for you.
Mr. Norwood, any questions?
I have one question in general, Jim. Is there anything the town's doing for the future potential parking? Is the town going to add on or planning to add on any additional parking for public? It seems like we're going to be running out of parking, obviously, in another
guess there's
couple of
always
years.
discussions going on of where we can provide additional parking. There is that area right here close by. I have not heard of any definitive plans to improve this.
Okay. Just wondering.
Okay.
Mr. Dowling? Technical questions? Or?
Yeah, just two things. We obviously need more parking. That's not this direct problem. Will there be bats? I think I may stipulate bats for the belfry.
Bats for the belfry.
That's the applicant.
That's all I got, sorry.
Commissioner Hart, any questions of Jim? From the city standpoint?
Other than the problem of the only available parking is the public parking in front and the unimproved area in the back. Okay.
Right.
Commissioner Dow?
No, sir.
No questions.
I haven't got any questions of Jim. And the applicant, please step forward, or applicants, and if you'll state your name, gentlemen, for the record.
Good evening. My name is Bob Conlon, owner of the building and LLC located at 791 Main Street.
And your cohort there?
And this is
Christopher Nosky, the architect.
All right, good, fine, thank you. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Did you all get the updated letter of intent by chance?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. So we intend to renovate the structure into a two-story group hub with a commercial kitchen, main dining hall, restroom facilities, ADA access upstairs. Downstairs will be a microbrewery, tap room, offices, and related storage. If you have any questions, I'm sure there might be a few.
Well, is there any bats in the belfry?
Well, there's got to be. That's kind of the idea. It's a challenging old building.
Yes.
We put a lot of effort into a functional design that preserves the historic elements of the structure.
Right.
So it might be a little batty,
That's right.
but we think it'll be a big success.
Okay, Commissioner Hart, any questions of the applicant?
No questions.
Commissioner Dow?
No, sir.
Commissioner Norwood?
What would be your yearly brewing capacity on the site?
Well, initially we have a two-barrel system.
What's your capability?
In terms of how many pints,
Well,
kegs?
what's the normal gallons or barrels?
So right now we have a two-barrel system, which is technically like a nano brewing system. 2 barrels is 4 kegs of beer. So if we were brewing at capacity, we might be able to put out 100 to 200 pints a day. So it's a small system, enough to satisfy the restaurant itself, and we'll go from there.
Okay. You don't have a yearly number?
No.
In terms of the total amount of kegs that we could brew?
Yeah.
I don't have that on the top of my head.
Okay.
No, sir.
Any other questions, Tom? Okay, Commissioner Dowling.
None for me, really. I did notice there was some public comments on this out there, and a lot of people were confused and thought it was the Civic Center or the clubhouse. And I kind of had to comment to somebody that it's really not. They didn't really believe me, but anyway.
Yes.
It isn't. I'll get that in the public record. It's the other building.
Yes.
I was on council back when this took place, and so it's nice to finally see it going, because I've had people asking me for about 4 years now, what's happening with that building? What's going on in that building? Where's the building? So it's good to see it moving ahead.
Okay. Vice Chairman, any questions?
I'm glad to see the renovation effort, because I think this is a great building, and like a lot of other projects, people have taken existing buildings that in years earlier looked like there wasn't much to be done, and they've really made something of them, and so I'm glad to see that take place with this too. My only comment is just from an aesthetic standpoint, because with the roofing sample you passed around, I know it comes across in the depiction as more of a yellow up there, but it's actually the kind of a patinaed, you know, look, which matches, for me, this is such a great building. It's almost like you don't call it out enough. So that if you put the color, your trim color that you submitted is really very similar to your roofing material. So it's almost like two-tone, and I think you could really call this out with something either along that bottom line, which I think you're doing from a structural standpoint, if I read and understand what you were saying. Something below that, or I don't know, that it just is like, and the signage helps if that is ultimately what is approved as well, but I just think it's with those colors, it's almost like too stately of a place. So that's my only thing. I think calling it out a little bit more would be to your benefit, because you're doing something that's wonderful. So those are my only comments.
Thank you for your feedback.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an interesting comment.
You want to talk to the microphone for us,
Okay.
sir?
That was an interesting comment. You know, I'm the chairman of the Historic Commission, and it's great to be able to work with Bob on this project. And I got to hand it to him. He's putting a lot of effort into preserving this building. The existing walls are made out of unreinforced masonry, which is like the worst kind of structure you could possibly have. And we weren't able to grout the walls because of the way they laid the blocks. They were 12-inch blocks. They were made locally. And then they bonded them at 4 inches. So the webs of the blocks above and below hit the holes of the ones in between. So you can't get anything through them. So what we had to do is build a steel structure inside this building to support these walls, and then those bands are a result of holding those walls to the steel structure. And whoops, there's oh, somebody's pointing at that. Oh, okay, no, it's okay. But I didn't want to lose kind of the churchy feel to it.
Yeah.
And you know, you bringing it up as getting it a little more playful is a good criticism, I feel. That's something that we'll consider, definitely. And the thing is when you do these renderings on the computer, you place these colors, and on the screen it looks right, and then you print them and stuff, and they come out totally different. So it's very hard to give you guys an accurate representation of what the colors are in these renderings. But we try pretty hard to do that.
Yeah, I actually like the contrast of the roofing material being a different color or something. I like the patina look. Yeah, that's, you know, I love the building, just that little extra pizzazz to it or something, so.
Well, when he told me, paint it white, I was going, well, it is white, and it always was.
Yeah,
you know, well, it isn't now, but it was in the beginning, and I thought, well, that's kinky, but it worked.
Yeah.
Any other further?
Nothing further.
We're not discussing signs tonight, but I like what you're doing, but that sign on the side of the building, you show in your illustrations.
The sign package that we'll put later?
Yeah, right. The one on the side, the building that sticks out, looks like the law firm down the street that was grandfathered in. We might, that might have some resistance going forward, so you might want to consider something else for your signage on the side of the building when you get to that point, okay?
Okay, thank you for your
All right,
consideration.
real fine. Other than that, I don't have any. We have Mr. Linsky would like to address the commission.
Thank you, Chairman, Vice Chairman. Pleasure to be here tonight. I am speaking on behalf of the Historic Preservation Commission. I'm the Vice Chair of the Commission. The Chair wasn't able to be here in his chair capacity tonight. But we did take just a cursory look at this. It was under our informational reports and updates part of our agenda. So it's true we have no capacity to really, any authority over design review at this point with our commission. but we always appreciate it when folks bring their project in, and we would have appreciated looking at yours too, maybe someday soon. Never know quite why some come before us and some don't, but we'll figure that out. Anyway, on this project, again, I can't speak for every commissioner, but it seemed like when we discussed it, we got a lot of thumbs up on this. And so I think, like you and the rest of the community, we're certainly excited to see what's happening here. We've all been waiting for a long time. I think Mr. Conlon's got a great shot at success here, and we appreciate the forethought that was put into the design, and certainly the hearkening back to when it was a church, and bringing back some elements that kind of speak to that. So, again, not speaking for all commissioners, but thumbs up from the commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you coming tonight. Any other comments real close before I close the floor? If not, I'm going to close the floor to the public. Commissioner Hart, your comments, please, sir.
I'm going to say I really like it. I like the idea that you what I would call aired up the entrance, where instead of the block, you opened it up with the bell area exposed. Also like what you did with the side. I also think that it looks better with the lighter color rather than this on the roofs. The lighter color just seems to kind of give it a little extra life. And if you put this on it, I think it'll just deaden it. So you might want to take another look at that. But I think it's a really outstanding effort. And also I appreciate the explanation of how it was working structurally, because I was really curious about that, how that was actually going to work. But thank you. I think it's it'll be an outstanding improvement in the corner.
Mr. Dow.
I'm excited to see it come to fruition, because I can tell you I've only been here about 18 months now, and I've asked quite a few people, hey, what's this building? And I get different responses. I think it's a nice entry into Old Town, and I think it'll really start to help with the entrance of, coming down here. And I will say that when I pulled in tonight to park, I was like, there's no parking. But I guess that's a good thing, right? I mean, that means people are here, and that's what we want. So it's one of those things where you groan because there's no parking, but then you're happy because Old Town is full on a Wednesday, which is nice. And I will tell you that my wife tells me that that's where she had her Girl Scout meetings when she was a kid. So that was her perspective of it. She didn't even know it was a church at the beginning. She knew it was something else, and it was a Girl Scout meeting place. So I like it.
Commissioner Norwood.
Yeah, it's just great to see two great projects. Congratulations. Good luck with the business. I'm really happy that you and Eric are moving Old Town forward. Thank you.
Mr. Dowling.
Yeah, I kind of have to fall in line with the rest of those. It is nice to see the overall structure is going to be maintained. I know a lot of people get really critical when things change because people fear change, but I think it incorporates enough of the original design, even putting the roof line back to where it was prior to any restorations that have taken place in between. Will the bell be functional? That'd be fun. Anyway, yeah, I think it's going to be a good option.
Vice Chairman.
Just what I said earlier, I love the investment in the Old Town area and the preservation, and I'm excited for this and appreciate the attention to these old buildings that get a second life. They deserve it, and they really add to the unique character that we've got in Old Town.
Good. Been on the commission for a few years. We saw this a few years back, and was very concerned it was ever going to get off the ground. Thought maybe it had died. It's great to see it is coming to life, and you're going ahead with it. As a historical note, my wife, her first marriage in 1960 was in that church, but she condones, she likes the project, approves it. I think it's be a great addition. Can't wait to get that old building finally resurrected and on its way. It's been good. For the benefit of our councilmen that are here this evening, you're going to have a retreat coming up in January. Parking, although there's a lot of spaces, but they're spread out. Some of them are sort of hidden away. Not everybody knows where they're at.
People are getting very creative at making new ones.
Yeah, and Eric's done a great job for getting the additional parking up for the hotel. But like tonight was the same thing. Encourage the retreat to address this down the road. So take this opportunity. Thank you, gentlemen. All right. Mr. Vice Chairman, I'll entertain a motion, please.
I move that we approve PCU 18-009 conditional use permit for the Old Town Brew Pub.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. Do we have any stipulations on that?
I'll do that on the
design review?
Yeah,
All right,
design
that's fine. Commissioner Dowling seconds that motion. Roll call, please, on the conditional use permit.
Commissioner Hart?
Aye.
Commissioner Dowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Dowling?
Aye.
Commissioner Narwood?
Aye.
Vice Chairman Wasden?
Aye.
Chairman Williams?
Aye. Unanimously carried. All right, Mr. Vice Chairman, for the design review.
I move that we approve DR 18-015 Old Town Brew Pub with the following stipulations. One, that the project is developed in conformance with the development plans submitted for the December 17, 2018 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Two, the project conforms to the Code Review Board comments dated August 21st, 2018, and any comments from prior, current, and future reviews of this project shall be adhered to. Three, the project shall comply with all engineering conditions for the projects relating to floodplain management requirements of City Ordinance 615. Four, a certificate of zoning compliance documenting the completion of conditions shall be issued prior to issuance of a certificate of occupancy. Five, a right-of-way permit be obtained from the Public Works Department prior to any work or landscaping in the right-of-way. Six, although technically exempt from bicycle parking standards in the Cottonwood Commercial Historic District, the applicant is requested to identify a minimum of 2 bicycle parking spaces to be located on the parcel with the restaurant. These spaces are required to be identified on the construction drawings when submitted. And 7, building permit shall be applied for within 1 year from the date of approval by the Planning and Zoning Commission, or the conditional use permit shall be subject to revocation process.
Vice Chairman, I'd like to also add a stipulation with regard to signage. Future signage will be come before us
Okay.
for approval.
8, that any future signage on the property is presented before the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Okay, do I have a second to this motion?
Aye.
Commissioner Hart seconds the Vice Chairman's motion. All in favor, Amber, your roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hart?
Aye.
Commissioner Dowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Dowling?
Aye.
Commissioner Narwood?
Aye.
Vice Chairman Wasden?
Aye.
And Chairman Williams?
Aye, unanimously carried. Thank you. All right, that ends all of our business items for the night. And we'll go on to our next item, which is discussion of any items for our...
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Why don't you give us a second here? We'll see, give people a chance to leave and move on. All right.
Right.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, as some of you already know that, 3 positions, three commissioners' terms expiring end of this month. So the positions are already open in city's website. You can always reapply, or through whoever's watching this meeting, if they're interested, applications are being taken right now. So it's going to close end of this month. We are hoping to appoint these positions through the city council early January. So end of January, planning and zoning meeting, we can assign new commissioners to the board. Again, 3 positions are open.
Okay.
And next month's meeting, we always have in January meeting, election of the chairman, vice chairman. So these are coming up for next meeting.
All right. Anything else?
That's all.
All right. Tomorrow night, the city council will be considering the modification of the zoning statute regarding the banners, freestanding banners out there, and we'd encourage anybody, any of the commissioners would like to attend. I plan on attending in case there's any questions, but you're welcome to issue your specific comments to the council, I'm sure, if you want to attend. That'll be at 6 p.m. tomorrow, this chambers tomorrow night. Anybody else have any reports, anything going on, commissioners?
Thankfully, no.
No. All right. With that, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Gosh, it's almost
Geez,
too early,
quick.
right? It's too agreeable. I move that we adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye. We don't need a roll call on
Roll
this.
call on that.
Very good. Thank you, everybody, for